Hey everybody, today I'm going to teach you the rules to one of my favorite games called Coup. It's by Indie Boards and Games for 2 to 6 players, and one of my favorite parts about it is it only lasts about 15 minutes if everybody understands the rules. The game is pretty simple. It's all about being the last player standing and having your influence in the seedy underworld government intact. There are 5 different types of influence, and basically these are people that make up the government in this fictitious world. There's the Duke, the Contessa, the Captain, the Assassin, and the Ambassador. Each one does something a little bit different, and the actions that you can take are based on what cards you have, or what cards you're willing to bluff that you have. Now, there's a cheat sheet card that the game gives you. It gives you an idea of what you can do each turn. And there's 3 basic ones that you do outside of the cards. There's taking income, which gives you a coin. These are what a coin looks like. Foreign aid, which lets you take 2 coins instead of 1. And then there's a coup. When you have 7 coins, there's all 7, you're able to perform a coup. And I'll get into what that is in just a second. Now, the cards also have special rules as well. For example, the Duke can tax, which is getting 3 coins. The Assassin, for the cost of 3 coins, can assassinate another one of these influence from another player. The Ambassador can exchange himself or the other influence you have for the cards in the deck, kind of keep things interesting and changing. The Captain can steal from another player, and the Contessa, she has no active rule ability during a turn. She only has what's kind of a reactionary effect. The Duke, for example, he can block foreign aid. So if someone were to take those 2 foreign aid coins, he could block it, and they couldn't do anything else that turn. The Ambassador can block stealing, the Captain can block stealing, which is somewhat ironic since he's the one that steals, and the Contessa can block an assassination by the Assassin. You can't block a coup, and a coup and an assassination are essentially the same thing. You are eliminating one of these cards that belongs to a player. So each player is going to draw 2, and they're going to keep them secret, and so let's take a look at mine. 2 ambassadors. Maybe not the best thing. Just because I have 2 ambassadors, though, doesn't mean that those are the only actions I can take besides the basic ones. I can bluff and tell the other players that I'm going to take any one of these 8 actions. If someone calls me on it, though, I run into a little bit of a trouble. I either have to flip over the card that corresponds to the action I took, and they take the penalty, or I don't, and I'm going to lose one of these 2 influence cards. If I lose both, I'm out of the game. Okay? Now, one of the things with Assassination, it works just like Coup. I can choose one of the 2 cards that belongs to another player and eliminate it. And if I coup them, which is unblockable, same exact thing. Be the last player standing, bluff well, learn how to use the different actions that you can take at the right times, that way people aren't immediately suspicious of you, or just be silly and goofy and smile all the time. It's one of my strategies, and it throws people off because they can't tell if I'm lying or not. That's the basic premise of the game. Last person standing wins, that's all there is to it. Hopefully you enjoy, hopefully this makes things a little bit more sense. Be sure to like and subscribe. We're going to play this in one of our long form videos later on, and you can get an example of what the game looks like as it's being played. And be sure to enjoy. Thanks folks. Bye bye.